Welcome everyone to WorldSkills UK's studio live here in Kazan, Russia for the second day of competition. Halfway through the halfway point, competitors are doing well and it's turning out to be quite a competition. I'm your host, Ashley Terran, area construction manager for Red Row Homes and previous WorldSkills UK competitor in Leipzig 13, gold medalist I must add. And I've been lucky enough to be joined in the studio today by our senior team leader, Greg Houghton. Greg, firstly, welcome to the sofa.
Thank you.
Great to have you with us.
Thank you very much.
And Greg, it's the second day of the competition. How are our competitors getting on today?
They're doing great. It's been some really challenging days, but competitors are coming through it. Spirits are pretty high in the team, so no, we're in a good place moving into the third day.
Excellent. How are you trying to keep the team motivated? Obviously, it's quite a tough challenge when you look at the scale and the enormity of the event. How are you keeping the team motivated?
A lot of the hard work's already done by now, so the team, they're pretty self-motivated. You know yourself, getting to this point. For us, it's just about making sure that they're revisiting their plans, they know exactly where they need to be. We're just making sure they're coming back to doing the basics right, enjoying their time as well, getting the most out of the experience that they can whilst they're here.
Absolutely. I think it's quite easy to let the competition overcome you, and to the point where you forget about what you do. You always try and kind of dumb down the competition away and just focus on your trade and everything you've done and has gone before and do that. And so, how have the team found competing in Russia this far?
I think it's been an amazing experience. You only have to look at the smiles on the faces at the opening ceremony, on the footage there, and the way the conversations that are going on back in the village. We're lucky enough to be in an amazing competitive village, or mixing in with the other teams. They're absolutely, by the time they get there, absolutely buzzing, and I think they're having a great time and they're really getting into the competition.
There's quite an atmosphere, just like not only when you walk around, but certainly in the village as well, from all the stuff we've seen. How do you think what it means to the contestants to be here, finally presenting themselves on the world stage, representing WorldSkills UK?
I think it's an amazing opportunity, once in a lifetime, definitely. I know that's been thrown around an awful lot, you'll know yourself as well. It's just an opportunity for young people, young professionals to show their skill, put themselves out there in the limelight, hopefully take it forward, generate some potential future interest in their careers, and just take, regardless of how they perform, to reach this point itself is an amazing achievement, and I think they're really rising to the occasion whilst they're here.
So as senior team leader, there's a team of you, obviously, there's 3 or 4 of you. Just tell us a little bit about the wider team, if you will.
Yeah, so as myself, I'm curriculum manager for sport, so my role is to bit of the physical side of things, making sure our competitors are ready, along with some of the psychological and the sports psychology techniques we use. You asked about motivation earlier, and we use a bit of how we can use some sports psychology to apply to competition for these skills. We're lucky enough to have a nurse as part of the team as well, Nikita, and she's kind of looking after the welfare side of things. Yeah. Ruth's another lecturer, a little bit of interference. No
I must just apologise, Greg. Obviously, we are in the thick of it here in Russia. And it's a live broadcast. As you can tell, the Russians don't want this show to go out to the UK, it seems, but it's very loud. It's what do you think is going through the minds of Team UK today?
I think that it's at the end of a challenging day, as I said. They're moving into day 3, which is a big one to overcome. Most of them, I think, by now just want to get some food in them, get back to the village, get some sleep. Like I keep coming back to, revisit their plans, make sure they know what they're doing when they're moving forward, and we'll go from there.
There's been lots of messages of support from back home, be it from government, politicians, employers, colleges. There's friends and family, and there's a lot of them out here this week with us in Russia. What do you think that means to the team to have such a support network behind them when they're here presenting themselves?
It means everything to them. The response we had after the opening ceremony, all the comments on social media, how that lifted the team. Every night getting the opportunity to come here to chat to yourself, talk through things. But we've got loads of media interest out here talking to all the skills that are taking part, and it just gives that little extra edge. We're lucky some competitors have got parents out here or employers, and you just see that little look on their face when they're on the stand, and they catch that eye, and it just gives them that next little edge to take them forward.
It's almost a bit of a safety network in a way, isn't it? Seeing the familiar face in the 250,000 people and visitors we're expecting here this week. It's a great touch. And lastly, Greg, just before you leave us, have you got a message of support for Team UK? It's 2 days left to go. We've worked for it potentially for years, and there's 2 days left of that cycle. Have you got a message of support for our team?
It's just simple. It's keep doing exactly what you're doing. You've done all the hard work. You've got yourself here. 2 days to go, and hopefully we'll be looking at good culture medals, some medallions of excellence, and just keep doing what you're doing, guys. You're absolutely fantastic. Good luck.
Brilliant. Greg, thanks for your time. Thanks for having us on the sofa. And we'll be back in a few moments with one of our stars of the show again, one of our Team UK competitors. Welcome back everyone to WorldSkills UK studio live here in Kazan, Russia. I'm lucky enough to be joined by our aircraft maintenance competitor. Welcome to the studio, Hayden Jakes.
Yep.
Please introduce yourself, tell us a little bit more about your competition.
Yep, so I'm Hayden Jakes. I'm the aircraft maintenance competitor for Team UK.
Excellent. And aircraft maintenance, how did you know that that's what you wanted to do? What was the kind of your influencing factors to get you into that skill?
So when I was younger, I used to take my younger brother's toys apart, and sometimes I'd even be able to put them back together again. So I sort of knew that I was good at engineering. I used to fly around quite a lot, and my mum was cabin crew, so she got her manuals down and she took me through them, and then that's sort of how I got that passion for aircraft, and it's been going ever since.
Excellent. I dare say your brother was annoyed sometimes when you used to take his toys apart, though.
Yeah, a little bit.
And how has WorldSkills UK helped develop your skills up to this point and through the process, both in competition and in work as well? How's that come about?
Yeah, so during my apprenticeship, obviously you get trained to a certain standard.
Yeah.
I entered WorldSkills whilst I was still doing my apprenticeship. But since I've been in WorldSkills, I've been able to go on courses and receive sort of specialised training in areas that I normally wouldn't receive. So it's really advanced my sort of knowledge that way. I'm way further ahead than anyone normally would be at my stage.
Indeed, yeah, indeed. And when did your WorldSkills journey first of all start? When was that?
That would have been spring 2017. So I got nominated by my company to enter into the national heats. From there, I was then selected to then to go to the UK national finals, where I won a silver medal. And then from there I entered squads, and then luckily in March I was actually selected into Team UK.
Excellent. And just on that team selection event for Team UK, to get you here today at the World Final, how did that feel, knowing that at that point you were the one chosen competitor to represent the UK in doing so?
Yes, so obviously my journey started back in 2017, so there'd been a lot sort of a long journey. When I was selected into squads in March 2018, we had about a year of training, so that had about 6 weeks of formal training with the other squad members, as well as a lot of practicing by myself. So to be selected into teams and for all of that effort to actually pay off was an amazing sensation, actually.
Excellent. It's quite a changing process from team selection as well, and there's a lot of sacrifices along the way to get you to team selection, and then there's further sacrifices from that point there to get you to the World Final here. Just tell us a little bit more about that and the in-depth training that you've been going through.
Yes, so since team selection in March, I've had another 6 weeks of training as well as full-time. So I was actually at university studying my degree. I've decided to defer my place once I got selected into team to September, so I'll be resitting the year. But what that meant is I could actually come out of university, come out of work, and I've been able to train full-time, and that's really prepared me the best to be here, and that's evident looking at the other competitors as well.
Absolutely, and I think it's your once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and to be able to stand on stage and know you've given it your all, and with such sacrifices like that, there's no looking back, and it's your one chance, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
But where did all your passion from this come from? Was there a major influencer for you at all?
So when I started competing, so it wasn't really until I got to nationals that I sort of caught the bug, as it were, for competing, and was like, okay, actually I do kind of want to prove that I'm the best. And at nationals I won a silver medal. I wasn't happy with that, so after I was selected into squads, I sort of thought, okay, I've got another chance here, I can actually go the next step, and I'm hoping to walk away from here with a gold medal. So
excellent, that's what we like.
Yeah.
It's, aim for gold, go for gold. And how has the competition been for you so far?
So far it's gone really well. So I've had 2 test projects so far, so one yesterday and one today. The one yesterday went really well for me. It was something that I was really comfortable with, found it quite easy, so I was really happy with that one. But that's yesterday, and today we moved on to something new. So today I did sheet metal, so it was all going really, really well, and then at the end had a little bit of a issue with tooling. But thankfully aircraft maintenance is one of the skills where we all have the same tooling, unlike other skills where you bring your own tools with you. So hopefully other competitors will be having that same problem, so that will sort of set a benchmark for all of us.
I'm sure it will. I've seen you competing today. You were very focused indeed. And we're just going to cut to a short clip now and see how one of our other members of Team UK have got on today at day 2.
So I'm Phoebe McClavey and I am doing hairdressing. And this morning we had to do gents cut and colour. So we have 2 separate pictures. One is an example of the cut that we have to copy and one was colour. And same for this afternoon as well. We had to use 3 colours that they provided for us, and we had to copy the photo. The team spirit is really good in my competition. We're all so friendly. Everybody is cheering each other on, really getting ourselves ready. So I've had messages and messages saying, how are you getting on? Oh my God, I heard you on the news, doing this, doing that. They're so chuffed, and they'll be flying out on Sunday to see me. So they're really excited. So the best part of WorldSkills competition so far has been meeting new people, being to different countries, experiencing different cultures. So day 1 for me has been amazing. It's gone really, really well. I'm really pleased with both the tasks that I've done and the outcome that I've had. So yeah, I'm on a high.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm still joined by Hayden Jakes, our aircraft maintenance competitor. Thanks for sticking with us. Just continuing on now, I'm just going to talk more about the preparation for the competitions to get you here. I understand you've been on a couple of international pressure tests, as we call them. Where have you been to, and tell us a little bit more about them, if you will?
Yeah, so in February this year I went to Finland. That was whilst I was still in squad, but that was for some training with my other squad members. So that was really nice. There was lots of snow out there, and the locals there, they really treated us well. They took us to a sauna. There was an ice lake dip as well, so that was really good. And then since I've been selected into team, I came to Russia, to here in Kazan in May, to compete in the Russian Nationals, and I got a silver medal there. And then I've also been to Brazil. I went to Brazil for 2 weeks to train with their competitor, so Brazil trained full-time, all the time. So that was really good for me to sort of see how they're preparing, and in a sort of simulated competition, me versus their competitor as well. So that was really good and really helpful.
It's good. It gives you the experience of what it's like competing against other nations as well, doesn't it? As well as the opportunity to kind of make a few friendly faces.
Yeah.
So when you get to the competition, it relieves a bit of the pressure, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
But in terms of the pressure, obviously it looks tough out here. I know personally it's tough when you're on the competition floor as well, with all the visitors looking in. Have you got any kind of coping techniques, or how do you deal with the pressure personally?
Yeah, so during squad and team, we go to Loughborough University, and we actually get some sort of coaching on how to deal with pressure, how to deal with stress of the competition. So that's been really helpful. So things like taking 3 deep breaths if things are starting to go wrong, just having that time to slow your heart rate down, think about what you're going to do, and sort of accepting what's happened. And okay, but what are you going to do about it? Where can you still get marks? So that's been really helpful. Just being able to sort of take that step back during competition has been really good.
It's to refocus, isn't it? It's all about that. And why do you strive to be the best? I know obviously you said previously you're going for gold, which is exactly what we want to hear, and going for your personal best as well. But why do you strive to be the best?
So I think going back to nationals, when I got that silver, I was happy I got silver, but I just really wanted that gold. I prepared myself mentally for that gold, and then ever since, that's just sort of been my drive, that I want that gold. I need to reclaim that. That should be mine. So that's really what's pushing me along to get this.
Just on that, the closing ceremony 3 days away, 2 days left of competition.
Yeah.
If we get there, as we're all hoping and planning on doing so, if we get there and you find out at the closing ceremony you've won the gold medal, what would that mean to you?
That would be everything. As we mentioned earlier, I've made quite a lot of sacrifices to be here. A lot of work has gone into my training, so to win that gold will just be absolutely amazing. But any medal I will be happy with, but the gold will just be amazing. I can't wait. I really hope I win it.
We all keep our fingers crossed and we stay focused over the rest of the competition now. And with your parents out here as well,
yes,
I imagine it's a very enjoyable experience and a very proud experience for them to see you competing.
Yeah, so originally when they said they wanted to come out here, I sort of said, yeah, you can come out here by all means and see what I'm doing. but don't come and watch me competing. So if I see you, that'll be a massive distraction. But I actually spoke with them a few days ago yesterday, sorry. So once I'd done that first test project, and I realised that actually I wasn't paying any attention to anyone that was around me.
Yeah.
So they actually came to see me competing today, so that was quite nice to actually know that they were there supporting me. Was a really nice feeling whilst I was halfway through my project. And then I've had this afternoon off, so we've been walking around the expo, looking at the other skills, supporting other competitors, so that's been really good to have them here.
Brilliant. It's good to have that. Like you say, it's good to go and support the rest of Team UK as well, isn't it? What would you say to people who are thinking of applying for WorldSkills UK competitions? Have you got a message that you'd like to send to them?
Yeah, I think you should just give it a go, because you don't know unless you try. Have confidence in sort of your skill set, because you've been through the training or you're going through the training, so you can do the job. Just do what you would normally do at work, but just be conscious of the clock. That's all there is to it, really. You are just doing what you normally do. You've just got a clock with you as well. So I'd say give it a go. If you're sort of on the fence, give it a go. Find out if you're good enough. And then obviously if you get through to nationals, if you medal, then you can obviously follow my footsteps and all the other competitors here and go and represent your nation, which is an amazing feeling itself. But then, like I say, if you get gold on top of that, you know, that's just everything,
pinnacle,
isn't it?
So no, very well said. And Hayden, thanks for joining us.
Thank
I know
you for
must be
having me.
shattered again, day 2. So please go home, rest, eat well.
I will.
And prepare for the next 2 days of competition. Hopefully we'll see you on the closing ceremony with said gold medal.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be back in a few moments with another one of our contestants from Team UK. Welcome back everyone to the WorldSkills UK's live studio here in Kazan. I'm Ashley Terran and lucky enough to be joined by our chef Sam Everton in the studio. Sam, firstly welcome, thanks for joining us. And Sam, how did you know that being a chef is what you wanted to do?
To be honest, I didn't really. I chose as a GCSE in school really, and found out I was actually quite good at it. Took it up in college, and ever since college, entered one small competition and managed to get this far into WorldSkills.
Springboard from there, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. So no.
And Sam, let me get this right. I understand you've been named Young National Chef of the Year back home. That's an absolutely amazing achievement already inside to WorldSkills UK.
Yeah.
How did that feel, and how has WorldSkills UK helped along that process?
Oh, massively. If it wasn't for WorldSkills, obviously, because of WorldSkills, I was shortlisted straight into the final. So without WorldSkills, I probably would never have got to the final in the first place. So WorldSkills was, it's really like changed my life.
Changed your life, hasn't it? Yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. And when did your WorldSkills journey start? At what point was that?
It was in college. I think it was my second year in college, so probably about 3.5 years ago from now. Entered a small competition, just one competition. Kept going up and up, and managed to get so far and then into team selection.
So obviously it was immediately something you were committed to then? You enjoyed straight away?
I love competing. Obviously the buzz, competing against loads of countries, and it's a good feeling. So.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And going to team selection in the UK back home earlier this year, how did that feel when you came out the door and you were told that you were going to be the chef to represent WorldSkills UK here at the finals against the rest of the world, in effect?
It was a massive shock. Obviously, I wanted to be the one who won, came true really, and yeah, it was a massive shock, but really happy, and yeah, it's an honour really. So yeah.
Emotions are all over the place at the time, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. And how's the competition going so far? Day 2, 50% of the way through. Got 2 days left. How's it going?
Yeah, first day yesterday went really well. Couldn't have been happier really. Everything was perfect. Today it was okay. I'm happy with my results. A few things to improve on tomorrow, and hopefully have another 2 strong days. Finish on a high. So fingers crossed.
I've been over there today, and you're working very hard, like you say. But
Yeah.
let's have a look at your highlights of the last 2 days.
So I'm Sam Everton from Team UK, and I do cooking. Yeah, end of day 1. Yeah, no, it went really well to be fair. I'm happy, so it must have been quite good. So no, I cream of veg soup was the module, the task. Yeah, a few tricky moments. So yeah, overcome them and managed to get the plate done in time. So I was happy. Yeah. So far, WorldSkills, the best thing about WorldSkills, there's so many really. Probably seeing all the countries, competing against everyone, different cultures, whole different people. Yeah, no, it's really good, different techniques and all. Everyone's got their own style, so it's nice to see everyone else's style and stuff. So obviously thank you to everyone who supported me, and yeah, it's going good so far, so fingers crossed.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm still joined by our chef, Sam Everton. Sam, thanks for sticking with us. I know, again, same as before, you must be tired and shattered after the second day. And just continuing the conversation before, where did your passion from cooking actually come from? Was there any major influence to that?
Probably at home, really. Obviously, my mum, she was quite a good cook.
Yeah.
And my nan, obviously, yeah, they both were really good cooks. Yeah, kind of took it up from them, really. Enjoyed cooking at home, and then, yeah, like I say, I took it up in school as a GCSE, and yeah, went forward into college with it, and ever since then, I've loved it.
Excellent. Is there anyone kind of in the professional world or the cooking world that you look up to?
Oh, there's loads out there, different styles, different techniques. Everyone has their own style and technique, obviously. Yeah, Gordon Ramsay, he's a big player out there. Yeah, there's loads.
Loads of influences for you. What is it exactly that you've got to make this week? I imagine you've got lots of little things you've got to make.
Yeah. So yesterday was obviously the soup module. Every day there's a speed test as well, going from meringues to omelettes to eggs. Today was a mystery meat main course. Tomorrow then a mystery fish, and then the last day is a chocolate dessert. So yeah, looking forwards. I think the dishes I have in mind are quite strong, and yeah, no, I'm happy. Hopefully I can pull them out the bag and get good points for them.
Excellent. Sam, look, thanks for joining us on the studio and on the sofa. It's been fantastic to have you here. Wish you the best of luck for the rest of the competition, and so does everyone back home, and I hope that's being received by yourselves and the wider Team UK, of all the support, and that everyone's gunning for you. They really want you to give it your best, and hopefully at the end of the week, the all closing ceremony, and we come home with some medals. So best of luck to you, Sam.
Thank you.
And we'll be back in a few moments with another one of our Team UK competitors. It's our florist, so we'll see you then. Welcome back, everyone. We've got another star of the show with us today, Elizabeth Newcomb, our Floristry competitor. So Elizabeth, welcome first of all to the studio. I know it's been tough out there today. And Floristry, just tell us a little bit more about that and how you got into it.
I got into floristry when I was 16. I just finished my GCSEs. I was really excited to get out into the workplace and really sort of find my passion for something. I always knew I was creative, even through my GCSEs. It was always textiles and art that I was interested in. I just had a gut feeling it was floristry that I wanted to do. So as soon as I got my GCSE results, I went straight to the college and then applied for the level 2 in floristry.
Excellent. And where did your WorldSkills story start? Like from competition and through college, getting to the national final, did it? How did that come about?
Yeah, so my college tutor at Merriswood College, Laura, she kindly said that I would be great in the heats for WorldSkills. It's something that I'd never heard of before, so I was really interested in learning more about it. It was such a fantastic opportunity. So I did the heats back in, I think it was 2017 now. So I did the heats for the South East, came first, which was amazing. So it's all gone from there really. It's been a fantastic opportunity.
Excellent. And fast forward to team selection earlier this year. How did that feel when you kind of exited the door as a member of Team UK, and what happened thereafter?
I think I was in absolute tears. I was on the phone to my mum within a second. It was absolutely amazing, really fantastic.
No, and you go into kind of pretty much solid training from the point of team selection to the world final. How's that process been for you?
It's been really tough. I know the standards in Russia I knew they were going to be high, so I had to devote all of my time, all my spare time, Saturday evenings training at home, but I'm so glad I've done it, and it's been really exciting actually learning all the different new techniques and making sure I'm up to the international level of floristry. It's been a fantastic journey.
Yeah, excellent. And the passion for floristry, clearly, I was over there looking at your competition today and working away so meticulously, but yet with a smile on your face, and you've got all the crowd around you, and it doesn't seem to faze you at all. Where does your passion come from? Was there any kind of influencing factor to that?
My mum has always told me to do what I am passionate about, so I think that's where floristry comes from for me. Especially with the flowers, they're so beautiful and so many different colours, and there's so much more to floristry than just making a £20 bouquet in the shop. So for example, we look at the textures in flowers, the colours, how you put the colours together, the different styles of designs and what influences you in your design work. So it's all of those factors really.
It's a very creative skill, isn't it?
It is, very creative.
And how's the competition been going for you so far? 2 days in, 2 days left. How's it been?
It's been really good. I'm really happy with all the pieces that I've made. I'm going to do even better tomorrow. I'm going to give it everything I've got, so I'm really happy with the progress.
2 days left, all that journey down to the last 2 days now. So like you say, keep going, and we're just going to have a look at some of your highlights now from the last 2 days of competition here in Russia.
My name is Elizabeth Newcomb and I'm the floristry competitor for WorldSkills Kazan 2019. My first task was a hand-tied bouquet, which was a 2-hour task. I created a complex framework made from twigs and branches, and then it also had to be inspired by architecture, which is actually in Kazan. So I made some shapes that reflected the style of the architecture, so that's all in the bouquet together with the branches, and I'm just really happy with the colour combination and the expression it gives off. I'm really happy with the piece. My first day in the competition went really well. I'm really happy with all the designs that I've completed today, and really proud of everything that I've done. My training has paid off for the past 2 years, so bring on the rest of the competition. The best thing for me about being in WorldSkills has been all the training that I've had over the past 2 years. It's really helped make myself grow as a person. My confidence has just gone from there to there. I now feel like I can start my own business when I get back from Russia, and I'm confident to do so. My message to friends and family back home is I miss you so much, and thank you for all the support you've given me over the past 2 years with training for WorldSkills. It's been amazing to have all the support. I'm so thankful.
Welcome back everyone to the studio here live in Russia. Still joined by Elizabeth Newcomb, our floristry competitor. Thanks for sticking with us, Elizabeth. Now, something quite remarkable here, you were named Florist of the Year this year at the RHS Chelsea Flower Show.
Yeah.
Firstly, congratulations, what an accolade.
Thank you very much.
And to have that alongside your WorldSkills UK as well, it's amazing. And how has your WorldSkills UK training helped with that?
To be honest, it's really helped with my confidence. I was able to walk into that competition knowing that I was good enough to become Florist of the Year. And it's also about the different techniques as well. It's knowing exactly what the judges are going to look for. And it's also knowing on how to create something really unique in your design. So the training from WorldSkills has just been fantastic. I couldn't have done Chelsea without WorldSkills, really.
Makes you a lot more rounded, doesn't it?
It does,
What was your immediate reaction to be named Young Florist of the Year?
I cried on live TV, and my mum was somewhere in the crowd as well, on the phone to my dad. I know she was in tears, and I think he was as well, even though he won't admit it. But yeah, it was great.
That's fantastic. And further to that as well, you're very busy in setting up your own business as well, I believe. You kind of WorldSkills UK, firstly tell us what the business is, tell us where you are and how WorldSkills UK has helped with that.
So the business is called the Botanical Company. It's something that we've decided to go for. It's also going to cover things like weddings and events and workshops as well. So again, with all the training I've had from WorldSkills, I'd love to be able to pass that on and help to get some young florists as well through into the next international stage.
So if you were able to, like you say, bring some of the florists through for WorldSkills UK, obviously you've seen what it's done for yourself, and if you can pass that on to them, that'd be quite something.
That's what I'd love to do that. Yeah.
But Elizabeth, thanks for your time with us today here on the sofa. It's been great to have you, and we wish you the best of the luck for the last 2 days of competition. You're going to go and smash it, no doubt. So
thank you very much.
Oh, brilliant. We've got coming up next. We have one of our interim experts, Will Torrent, with us here in the studio. Welcome back everyone to WorldSkills UK studio live here in Kazan, where I'm lucky enough to be joined by someone on the other side of the fence now. Will Torrent here as an interim expert in patisserie and
confectionery.
Confectionery, Will.
Very important part of it.
Very important indeed. Now, Will, you've been obviously involved with WorldSkills for a long time now. Tell us about that process and when it all started for you.
Well, it's great to be back at WorldSkills International.
Great to have you back, Will.
And 12 years ago, competed as the UK patisserie confectioner, and now having been through helping train other competitors and workshop manager in Abu Dhabi 2 years ago, now to be on the other side of things, seeing how the expert teams work, and actually seeing what an incredible amount of work the WorldSkills UK team of experts do. They are amazing, and they don't get enough credit.
No, they're quite often referred to as the unsung heroes.
Absolutely.
But none of this would happen. None of the competitors would be here, and none of the world-class standard of training that they get, which obviously you're now seeing from that side of the fence.
Yeah, absolutely. And seeing the work that the international experts are doing with their competitors, and seeing how we can use some of that back in the UK. It's been great to network and find out some new skills, some new ways of training as well that we haven't seen before. So exciting times.
There's a lot of learning to be had, isn't there?
Absolutely,
with, everything that's on show here. But how's the competition been going over there today?
Yeah, it's good. So as we kind of come into the end of day two, we've seen some amazing works of art made out of sugar. Meter high kind of. This year's theme is Formula One. Wow. So we've got Formula One cars made out of sugar, but just beautiful things. And we've had a few tears, a few tantrums.
That's all from you.
That's
Will,
all
I believe,
from me.
Isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's looking good. Some great competitors, and really seeing that passion that comes through when they're at the top of their game. They're the best in their country, and seeing that passion ride through the competition is superb.
Excellent. And as an interim expert out here, what are your aims and your goals to kind of learn, take back, and possibly implement ready for Shanghai 2021?
Absolutely, we're definitely we're picking up things. We're looking at the future of the skill, and seeing how we can not only use the fantastic resource that we have in the UK with amazing pastry chefs, amazing chocolate makers, but how we can see what the international scene is doing. We've got an amazing group of experts, quite a few new experts as well, so we're all learning together. We're doing we've got a new marking scheme that we're looking at, which is great, so I'm learning new things, and hopefully we can bring a little bit of that back to bring a competitor to Shanghai and to Lyon and get back up the medal table.
Absolutely, and you've had a very successful career yourself, Will. I dare say WorldSkills UK has helped along that process. Tell us please what you've done and how WorldSkills UK has helped with that.
Well, WorldSkills, I've always said, ever since competing, WorldSkills UK gives you the springboard to a career, to moments in your life that you can never dream of. You know, if you would say to me 12 years ago, having finished in Japan, yes, with the first medallion of excellence for a British pastry chef, but saying, okay, in 12 years' time, you'll not only be an expert at WorldSkills, but you'll have 3 books under your belt, numerous TV appearances. Now I can add you to my collection, and just doing things that you don't dream of. I think the biggest thing, though, for me, is that by staying involved, it's helped me harness the passion that I've always had for patisserie, but the harness the passion for training, and seeing young chefs and young skills, no matter what skill they're in, be better than we were. You know, we want to see better bricklayers than you. We want to see better pastry chefs than me, and so on, because that's how we're going to get better in the world of skills.
I think just on that, on the passion, obviously it comes across how passionate you are about it all. And I think it's because it's important. You know what it's done and what it can do for your own career, as do I with my own career as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's quite important that the likes of ourselves and the training managers and so on, that they stay involved, and obviously past competitors come back to pass on the knowledge and the experiences that we had. Do you agree?
Absolutely, and it's so great to hear this bunch of competitors kind of talk the same that we did.
Yeah.
You know, saying, you know, yeah, I've had a good day today, but you know, I've just got to get focused on the third day. Like my day 3 was my meltdown day.
They talk of it as the killer of the day, the dreaded day 3, don't they, Will?
Yeah. So you've got your adrenaline on day 1, and that gets you through. You then got kind of day 2 with the feeling of, I've had a really good day 1, and now I just need to crack on. Day 3 is the moment where you start to see the end of the tunnel, and what they've got to do is they've got to just focus on the day, not think about day 4 or the closing ceremony or going home. They've just got to think about doing it there and then.
Focus on the now, don't they?
Focus on the now. That's all they've got to do.
No. Will, thanks very much for your time and joining us here. I know you're very busy. There's lots of learning to be had, and you're going to take it home ready for Shanghai 2021. So thanks for joining us in the studio, and thanks for joining us back home once again. It's been fantastic. Day 2, again, Team UK out here smashing it. 2 days left. We hope you're going to stick with us, see plenty more highlights, interviews with competitors, training managers and so on. So we really hope you're enjoying it, and thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow, same time, Twitter, YouTube, 4 o'clock. Thank you.